Madam Speaker, I yield myself such time as I might consume.
Gentleman's recognized.
Madam Speaker, today we begin the process of implementing health care reform. I underscore that implementing health care reform is what we begin today. This resolution, HRES 9, initiates the second step of a two-part process, which, as we all know, with the 245-189 vote last night, saw repeal of the health care bill. Having taken that action to wipe the slate clean, we're now moving on to the far more challenging task of crafting real solutions for the American people to ensure that we can drive down the cost of health insurance and health care. This resolution instructs the four committees of jurisdiction to draft legislation that brings about meaningful health care reforms. Furthermore, this resolution lays out 12 clear guidelines that define what real reform is. Some of these guidelines are simply common sense principles, such as the need for reform that doesn't hurt job creation, or the need to eliminate duplicative, wasteful spending. But if there is one overarching principle for the reform, for true reform, it's that we cannot pick winners and losers. Real reform must be accessible to every American. If a family is forced to give up a health plan that is working for them, can we call that reform? If a small business must lay off employees to comply with new mandates, can we call that reform? If a doctor is forced to close her family practice because the cost of malpractice insurance is prohibitive, can we call that reform? If government bureaucrats make decisions that should be left to doctors and patients, can we call that reform, Madam Speaker? Obviously not. Our goal is to increase access to quality health care for every single American, including those with pre-existing conditions. HRES 9, that we're going to be considering here today, puts us on the path to do just that. As I said at the outset, this is a tremendous challenge. Achieving the goal of meaningful health care reform, which we all share, will demand an open and collaborative process. The four committees of jurisdiction have a great deal of work ahead of them. This is a process in which we all must contribute, Democrats and Republicans alike. We have good ideas that are coming from both sides of the aisle, and I believe that they will be considered through this deliberative process. These ideas must be shared, analyzed, and debated. If we all participate in this open and transparent process, I believe that we can address the health care challenges that we face in an effective and meaningful way. Ultimately, we all hope to arrive at the same place. We all share the same goal, that is access to quality care for all. That's what House Republicans want to achieve, and that's what my Democratic colleagues want to achieve as well. And that's what President Obama wants to achieve. We all have our own views on how we get there. In this body alone, we have 435 views on the best way to reform our health care system. We owe the American people nothing short of a rigorous and thorough debate. But if we conduct that debate in good faith, Madam Speaker, grounded in the recognition that we all hope to achieve the same outcome, I believe that we, in a bipartisan way, Democrats and Republicans together, can come up with real solutions. Now, we saw day before yesterday that the President said that he is willing and eager to work with Republicans on the issue of health care. That's a sentiment that I, and I know my colleagues on this side of the aisle, share wholeheartedly. This resolution, HRES 9, puts us on a path towards doing just that. It will begin this critically important process. So I hope very much that we'll have strong bipartisan support for this resolution. I will say that we have an amendment that will be coming forward, a Democratic amendment that the Rules Committee has made an order, I'm happy to say, that will add to that list that our friend Mr. Matheson has provided. And I will also say that contrary to the argument that has been put out there that we don't have solutions, there are a wide range of proposals that exist, and we look forward to having this committee process vigorously pursue just that. And with that, Madam Speaker, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman